We're going to turn now to a major loss in the music world tonight. The gifted singer Amy Winehouse found dead in her London home. She was just 27. And so many people blogging and tweeting throughout the day today about an almost eerie coincidence. So many young music stars lost, and so many lost when they too were 27.
Thank you. People around this country, and for that matter around the world, are reacting tonight to the terrible news of the death of Robin Williams. A statement from his wife confirming his death alludes to his battle with depression, and now we know why. The 63-year-old actor and comedian died of an apparent suicide. He was among the most beloved contemporary American entertainers, a product of the Juilliard School here in New York, a veteran of improv and stand-up comedy, who then won an Oscar for a serious movie role in Good Will Hunting. Most of us first knew him from television, starting with Mork and Mindy, and then on to films, to Good Morning Vietnam, The Dead Poets Society, Mrs. Doubtfire, and on and on. Tonight, as you can imagine, Hollywood is mourning a monumental loss. We begin this evening with our late report from NBC's Joe Fryer in Los Angeles.
Now on to one of our other big stories. The king of pop has died. Michael Jackson, the pop music and dance innovator, passed away yesterday. Jackson appeared to have suffered from cardiac arrest. He was 50 years old. He was pronounced dead at 2:26 p.m. local time at the UCLA Medical Center. The singer was preparing for his first series of concerts in more than a decade. Jackson won 13 Grammy Awards and sold 750 million records, rose to stardom with his brothers in the Jackson 5, and his 1982 Thriller album is the best-selling of all time. In later years, of course, his life became fodder for tabloids as plastic surgery altered his appearance and allegations of molestation dogged him. An examination begins today to determine Michael Jackson's cause of death.
We are very sad to report breaking news right now. Nancy Reagan, the former First Lady of the United States, has passed away. Very sad moment for all of us, especially those of us who covered Nancy Reagan so many of those years, those wonderful years when her husband was President of the United States. Nancy Reagan has passed away at the age of 94. We're going to have extensive coverage of Mrs. Reagan, beginning with a look back at her remarkable, remarkable years.
I'm Linda Lopez at ABC News headquarters here in New York. We are coming on the air because we have some very sad breaking news. George Herbert Walker Bush, the 41st President of the United States, has died at the age of 94. And his death comes just 7 months after burying the love of his life, his beloved wife, Barbara. The two were married for more than 73 years. He was tearful, as you can imagine, during that funeral service, comforted by his children. Bush was the patriarch of one of the most powerful political dynasties in American history. His son, of course, George W., so serving as 43rd president. Bush 41, as he's often referred to, was the last president of the greatest generation. He pursued a life of extraordinary service to America, a man who put country above party and family above everything else. President Bush faced victory and defeat in his presidencies with modesty, humor, and uncommon grace. ABC's Terry Moran has more on the life of George H.W. Bush.
Good evening. Elvis Presley died today. He was 42. Apparently it was a heart attack. He was found at his home in Memphis, not breathing. His road manager tried to revive him. He failed. A hospital tried to revive him. It failed. His doctor pronounced him dead at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
And we are coming on the air right now with the breaking news that the pioneering musician Prince has died at the age of 57. His publicist, Yvette Noel-Schur, told the Associated Press the music icon was found dead at his home Thursday in suburban Minneapolis. Sources had said he had been sick for some time, battling the flu. In fact, last weekend, his plane had to make an emergency landing after a concert in Atlanta in Illinois so he could be treated for the flu, but he was released, sent back home. But word coming just now that the musician Prince has died. Born Prince Rock.
Messages of condolence have been flooding into Princeton, New Jersey since early this morning, when the death of Albert Einstein was announced to the world. A scientific giant who sometimes generated political controversy as well as brilliant equations, Dr. Einstein died at the age of 76.
Friends and family are remembering a Las Vegas celebrity known affectionately as the Old Man on the television show Pawn Stars. Today, 77-year-old Richard Harrison was laid to rest. 13 Action News reporter Austin Carter was there as they all said their final goodbyes.
Breaking news in the world of Hollywood. An American icon, comic books, has passed away. Marvel Comics co-creator Stan Lee, the brains behind Spider-Man, Black Panther, the Fantastic Four, has died. He was 95, and CNN's Stephanie Elam takes a look back at his legendary writing career.
We're following some sad news from the music world. EDM star Avicii has died. He was found dead in the city of Muscat, Oman. Avicii
Queen said tonight they were planning a big musical event dedicated to their lead singer, Freddie Mercury, who died last night of AIDS. There have been tributes to his talent and his courage from friends and from fans. The Health Minister, Mrs. Virginia Bottomley, predicted his death would have a big impact in preventing the spread of AIDS.
Disney star Cameron Boyce died Saturday. His family says his death was caused by a, quote, ongoing medical condition. Boyce was 20 years old.
The actor who played Macaulay Culkin's father in Home Alone has died.
Terrible feeling. What else could we be forgetting?
Kevin! Such a classic. John Hurt is being remembered tonight by family, friends, and industry colleagues. TMZ reports he was found dead at a Palo Alto hotel where he was recovering from back surgery. The Santa Clara Medical Examiner's Office confirmed his death today.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tom Brokaw. This is today, December 9th. I'm here with Jane Pauley, and this entire half hour will be devoted to the murder of John Lennon, ex-Beatle, one of the best-known musicians and most influential people of his time. As you heard Dr. Stephen Lynn at Roosevelt Hospital in New York City say, Lennon was shot and killed at about 11 o'clock last night outside his apartment building. News of the Lennon shooting, of course, spread quickly around the world.
Australian crocodile hunter Steve Irwin has died during a diving expedition near Port Douglas in Australia.
Well, it's reported the environmentalist was killed after being stabbed by a stingray barb in the chest while filming an underwater documentary on the Great Barrier Reef. Steve Irwin, who owned and ran the Australia Zoo with his family, shot to international fame with his Crocodile Hunter television series and films.
The lead singer of Nirvana, one of the world's most popular rock bands, has been found dead at his home in Seattle. Police said Kurt Cobain had apparently shot himself and a suicide note was found nearby. His body was discovered in an apartment above a garage at the house. Cobain wrote most of the music and lyrics for Nirvana's top-selling albums.
This evening, tributes are pouring in from Hollywood and far beyond after the sad news today of the death of Patty Duke, the beloved child star who went on to a decades-long legendary career on stage and screen, winning an Oscar, serving as president of the Screen Actors Guild, and going public with her very personal battle and helping so many others. Her family says she passed away early this morning at the age of 69.
Martin Luther King, 20 minutes ago, died. I would like to take this opportunity to ask Reverend John Genzel, who is the jazz minister, to lead all of us in prayer for Martin Luther King and the future of all civil rights movements. Would you please rise?
Good afternoon from New York. We're coming on the air with breaking news, very sad news to tell the sports world. The LA Times is reporting that retired Los Angeles Lakers basketball star Kobe Bryant has been killed in a helicopter crash. It happened this morning. The chopper reportedly went down just before 10 a.m. local time, according to the fire department out there in Calabasas, California. That's northwest of Los Angeles. You can see the picture there. It burst into flames on impact, starting a nearby brush fire. The 41-year-old Kobe Bryant was reportedly traveling with 4 others in that aircraft, in that helicopter. The LA County Fire Department saying all 5 people perished in the crash at the time of the accident.